And this is where I realized that, look, I was in Thailand and they do things a little differently than what I'm used to. So even though this seemed entirely wrong, I had to take a deep breath and come to the realization that this was the Thai way and I would be wrong to push my Western ideals on them. So I thought this video was necessary due to the confusion around the bank documentation for the Thai visa extension. So today, I'll delve into the minutiae of what's required so that when you apply for your visa extension, you are a first-time go at Thai immigration. Now, let me caution you that each immigration office is a little different, and some offices may be tighter on certain policies and looser on others. So I'm going off of my own experience from personal interactions and observations at Immigration 1 in Chaeng Wattana in Bangkok. So if you're in Pattaya or Pattaya, Chiang Mai, Udon Thani, I think you may find the specifics that I get into here may differ so slightly, just a little bit. With that said, let's get started. Let's start by breaking down the two common non-immigrant retirement visas. There's the O and the OA, or O-A. So there are others, but these are the ones that I'm familiar with. The difference between the two, the OA requires you to maintain health insurance, where the O does not. So you may ask, what's the advantage of the OA retirement visa? So both are obtained from your home country before arriving to Thailand. The advantage is the OA is already good for 1 year and the O is only good for 90 days. So the OA requires a much more in-depth background check. So for this video, we'll focus on the non-immigrant O for retirement. The O can be used for marriage to a Thai national and other categories, but for this video, this will focus on the non-immigrant O for retirement since this was my route. So for the non-immigrant O, there's a significant financial requirement which requires acquiring a Thai bank. So unfortunately, just right off the bat, tourist visas and DTV holders don't have the privilege of getting a Thai bank account. So otherwise, if you're having difficulty acquiring a Thai bank account, watch this video here for insight. So bottom line, perseverance is the name of the game. I'm getting off track here, so back to the non-immigrant O. The Thai government gives you one of two choices to satisfy their financial requirement. One, proof of income in the form of monthly deposits of 65,000 Thai baht, which is about 2,000 US dollars, and a Thai bank account. It's got to be in your name. Or two, a balance of 800,000 Thai baht, which is about 25,000 US equivalent, 2 months prior to filing, and 3 months after being granted your 1-year visa. So in this video, the focus is the 800,000 Thai baht since this was my track. So for bank documentation, you'll pretty much need 4 items from your bank. Now let me just caveat by saying all of the bank letters were standard template letters that they provide to account holders. So there was nothing the bank attendants did on my behalf which were done on any custom or special case. So it was just a matter of identifying the right letter template and plugging in my personal information. First, you'll need a bank letter of guarantee. A guarantee that the funds in your account are available. However that's stated. It could be unfrozen, currently available as of this date, right? Or something of the like. The funds have to be yours and are not restricted. This should be dated not more than 7 days before the filing date. I had mine done 1 working day before filing. So my bank had the template in Thai language and I just used Google Translate to ensure that the template met the requirement. Second, you'll need a bank balance letter showing the amount in your account. This is pretty straightforward. My letter was in English and had the balance, the date, and some additional information on it, such as how long I had the account. This letter should be dated not more than 1 working day prior to filing. So third, you'll need a bank statement showing your account transaction going back at least 2 months. So this should be issued the same day as your filing date. I noticed the statement had no date of issue. However, it did have the dates of coverage which spanned the 2 months up to the date prior. So when I asked about it, they said that yesterday's date, or the day prior, was the most recent date that they could place on the letter. And when I asked the intendant to place current date as the issue date, they said that they could not do that. And this took me aback, not to have a date on it, so I insisted on them placing the issue date on it. And she said it was bank policy to issue the statement as is. So I took a breath, and this is where I realized that, look, I was in Thailand, and they do things a little differently than what I'm used to. So even though this seemed entirely wrong, I had to take a deep breath and come to the realization that this was the Thai way, and I would be wrong to push my Western ideals on them. At that point, I took what I could get, but in the end, not having the issue date was not a problem with immigration. Lastly, your bank passbook needs to be updated to reflect the same day as your visa extension filing date. In order for this to happen, I had to make a small transaction to my bank account so that the date change would take effect. If there was no balance change, the passbook would not print the new date, and that would be a problem. And by the way, the bank charged me a fee of 100 Thai baht for each letter and the bank statement, so that was a total of 300 Thai baht for the bank documents. So after finishing at the bank, my wife and I took a cab to Immigration 1 in Chaeng Wattana. When I met with the immigration official, she seemed a little annoyed that I did not have all the forms signed. I purposely left all the signature lines blank in case she needed to observe me to sign. Well, this was not the case. The meeting with the immigration official went fairly smooth. I had a small snafu, which I noted in my last video, which we quickly fixed. So just one observation. I noticed the immigration officer took a ruler and underlined the transaction on my bank statement, which was exactly 2 months from the date I filed. And she took the time to check the statement meticulously to ensure that my account did not drop under 800,000 Thai baht within the 2-month period. So luckily, I did not violate this requirement. After submitting the application and the supporting documents and paying the 1,900 Thai baht, we sat back down, and not more than 20 minutes later, a trainee returned my passport with the visa extension stamp. They stapled a small card on the same page of the visa stamp, identifying my next 90-day report date. So this was my experience and the course of actions that I took to get my visa. The bank documents were an extremely important part of this application process and should not be overlooked. So make sure you follow the 800,000 Thai baht timeline integrity. That's 2 months prior to filing and 3 months after approval, and not dropping below 400,000 Thai baht throughout the year. So for those who are interested, I will leave a link to the redacted bank letters that I used in the description below. So hopefully this brought some clarity on the bank documentation needed for your retirement visa, and hopefully it sheds some light on what to expect for this process. If so, please give me a like and subscribe for more videos on this topic, finance, and others. Thanks for making it to the end of the video. See you on the next one.